All right, welcome to another Community Connection. We have a great show. We've had great shows, Malia, the last couple of weeks.
We really have.
All right, so you want to introduce our famous guest?
Okay, well, he's famous, so I don't really need to introduce him, but just for people that might not know, Brian Keaulana is a renowned Hawaiian waterman, stunt coordinator, actor, ocean safety expert from Mākaha. He's known worldwide for pioneering jet ski rescue techniques, which we'll hopefully hear more about, and for keeping cast and crews safe on major productions, including Waterworld, Jurassic Park, Soul Surfer, Hawaii Five-0, and Baywatch. I mean, if I had to go into all the list of all the shows, it's going to take the rest of the half hour we have. He's son of a surfing legend, Buffalo Keaulana, and hopefully we'll hear more about the 50th anniversary coming up of your event, and your continued the proud legacy of your father, which is wonderful. You're also the recipient of the 2026 Waikīkī Film Awards Lifetime Achievement Award. And so we're really excited to have you here.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brian, for coming.
Thanks, Malia. Thanks, Augie.
Welcome to the show.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for all the good things you're doing.
Oh, trying. Yeah. I mean, it was really exciting last week when they passed the bill.
Oh.
And something that, we all been praying about and hoping would happen, and it happened.
Everybody goes, it was a hard fight. I don't look at it as a fight. I look at it as education and collaboration.
Yeah.
And I think it took all sides to kind of, everybody bring sides of the mountain to kind of make it what it is today. And just appreciate, right? Appreciate everybody's journey into this and just giving us one future for one step forward now.
Yeah. I mean, we've read the You Hero report, or if you didn't read they talk about how we need another industry. And for a long time, everyone knew that industry was the film industry. During COVID, we were working, and everybody was working green, everybody was working clean, and it was just an example. So I want to thank the state, the House, and the Senate for passing the bill so that, now we can, again, maybe have a thriving film industry in Hawaii, and the city put skin in the game by, allowing, maybe, a film studio to be built on city land, which will then give them the exemption. And then just telling the state that, hey, we're ready to play games, ready for play ball, and making this industry work.
Yeah, totally.
So now the groundwork is laid, and we can welcome, hopefully, more production.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. I travel globally. I work globally. It's not just in Hawaii. And I see the best of things around the world, in Australia, in New Zealand, just everywhere. And you kind of pick up and learn about what makes them special. And right now it's like, it's such an infant stage of infrastructure.
Yeah.
Because we truly need, world-class studios, world-class water tanks. That's one thing we should be branding is we're known for the best people in the ocean. And we're not branding that enough because they end up taking us away from Hawaii, and then we're working elsewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Important for pre and post, right?
Yeah.
In doing this thing, so we get the full value of a production, which is gonna be awesome. I just know because everybody wants to come here, Brian.
Oh yeah. I mean, my list is long about how much people call and those kind of things and stuff. And then the same with production when they come here. And I've been involved in this industry for close to 30 years. So I've seen the worst of it, and I've seen the best of it. So it's great right now being at the level I'm at now in educating Hollywood of how to create a stewardship or partnership, with the people, our environment, our community, our culture, and just really, how Hawaii should be respected.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, so, people may, know your work, but many don't know your full story. So, tell us about growing up in Mākaha and how the ocean shaped your life.
Growing up in Mākaha, my dad was the first park keeper at Mākaha. So we had the restrooms was below, and we had an A-frame house above that. So that was the park keeper's place, and that's, as far as my memory goes back, that picture window was always looking out into the ocean, and then seeing, the surf breaking with, guys like Buzzy Trent, Greg Knoll, George Downey, my father, it was just a magic time because there was no jet skis, there was no leashes.
Yeah.
When these guys wipe out, they're swimming. Sometimes they'll swim across, you know, because the current got them, and they have to swim to the next beach, you know, so those kind of things. And those surfers were rescuing people also too, but my dad, being the park keeper, would actually rescue a lot of people, to the point where they would call the mayor and the governor and said, you got to hire this guy as a lifeguard. So, you know, then my father became a lifeguard and, you know, spent the rest of his years lifeguarding at Mākaha, and he made thousands of rescues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So important.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I can imagine what a great life that was, growing up like that on the beach. And then how did you become what you are today in terms of you went into ocean safety, right? And then how did that transition into Hollywood?
Not by choice, right? You know, so growing up as a kid, you know, and Augie knows and stuff, you know, as a teenager, you want to do everything. I like travel around the world. You like do this and that. And my dad was one where if you're in the water, you're out of trouble, you know, because we had a lot of my friends who got in trouble or either died or went to jail, and you know, and I could have been that, but my dad kept pushing us to like stay in the water, you know, go fish, go dive, go surf, go windsurf, go do whatever you can, what the ocean can educate you about, you know, go pick limo, you know, go catch fish for, you know, your relatives, all that kind of stuff. And that was a golden lifestyle before, and we all shared in that, you know, and I think even before, when I was growing up, regardless of any elder, if they would scold you, you would automatically respect. And it's like, yes, uncle, yes, auntie, you know, those kind of things. Because you don't like disappoint your parents. I think that was the thing. So before, we had consequences, you know, and my dad would, you know, love every single person on the beach, but he also would be real stern about, you know, discipline, you know. It's like you get out of hand. So Mākaha has always retained that. And I think that's the thing about our kids as they grow up and stuff like that. But not all the time the surf is perfect or the ocean is perfect. So that's when they get in trouble, you know. Having places where the kids can go to, like I love what you know, West Side Striking doing with Mike, you know, Uncle Mikey and those guys and stuff too. It's great for the kids, you know. And you know, I wish, you know, like John DeSoto had a motocross track or something like that. But we need more kind of things, you know, for the kids to kind of get involved in.
No, I agree. You gotta get off the phone.
Yeah.
You know, get off the machine and go outside and go do something.
Yeah.
Explore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like our family wanted us out of the house and go do something positive, you know, and go do something that's meaningful. You know, so
Don't come back till it's dark.
don't come.
Even if it is dark, don't come back.
Mine was be home before it's dark, do all your chores, and make sure everything's done before the sun goes down.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Chores for sure.
Yeah, and don't get in trouble, because if you do,
Well, especially with me, my dad, his reach goes far.
Right.
So anything that we do, he finds
knew.
out. He knew. Yeah.
Oh, it was like my mom was a school teacher.
Yeah.
In my school.
then you.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a sad part about now. You know, there's so much distractions. You know, we never had the kind of distractions that the kids get now, and that's why it's so important. Like, you know, with parks, you know, all those community parks are made for people in the community, kids in the community to get involved in, and so good that get people like Mike.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in our community that go above and beyond to making sure that the kids, you know, do some interactive things so that they don't get in trouble. They don't get in trouble. So you became known around the world for pioneering jet ski rescue techniques in heavy surf. How did those innovations develop, and did you realize at the time how much that would change ocean safety?
You know, we used to traditionally do the surfing events with just a rescue board and fins. You know, pipeline, sunset, all that, and we ourselves get in trouble, and we ourselves have to get rescued, you know, in times like that. And watching Herbie Fletcher and you know, the guys out on the regular stand-up skis back then, that was like, wow, here's something quick, fast you can get in. And it wasn't until I surfed one of the Eddie Aikaus, I was invited from every single Eddie for the first 30 years. And one of the earlier ones I wiped out, and when I wiped out, I came up, here's the next wave coming, and I see the lifeguards in a channel, they kind of grab me,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
I gotta fend for myself and be ready for this pounding. And I look up, and here's Squiddy Sanchez on the stand-up ski. He comes bolting in, and he comes up to me, go, Brian, you all right? And then the wave's coming, and I look at him, and I was all in awe, going like, wow, somebody actually here. And I go, yeah. So he couldn't grab me because I would just take him out, right? You know, just dragging. So he split. I got pummeled, but I was so relaxed and blown away that somebody came, right? Because all I wanted to do was just survive that wipeout, come up, because I'm going to research the heck out of what is out there, you know, as far as, you know, jet
Man,
ski.
how do you survive a wipeout?
Keep breathing every time you can, right?
A lot. I love the waves, right? And a lot of it is you make chaos your calmness, your world, you know. And when we all train to surf the best, you know, and sometimes, you know, it's just fantasy, you getting wave after wave. But when the nightmare happens and you get hit, you got to switch and just relax, slow your whole, you know, just holding your breath, your energy, because the more you squeeze, the more oxygen you're throwing away.
So where you was wiping out and you saw the calmness, or you was in your calmness wiping out and you saw what the guy did, you automatically.
Yeah, just tumbling around and just thinking like, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going up and I'm going to buy every single watercraft magazine and just research. Because back then, there was no computers looking around.
Right.
You know, we never have iPhones and all that. So went to the store, bought all these watercraft magazines, and found this Yamaha, you know, LX that came out, you know. And that was the first thing I did is went to the bank, made one loan for $5,000. Went to me and Melvin. I told Melvin, "Hell, you hold $1,000, I take $4,000." We go to Yamaha, negotiate with the guy. Told him this is all I get, you know. And it's negotiating with the guy, and end up got this ski for $5,000. And then I didn't even tell my wife. So I came home with a brand new jet ski and told him, I said, "Oh, honey, sorry, but I'm on loan for $5,000 and I bought this ski." But I told her, I said, I see the future of water safety changing from this, because now it's like I have the you know, I train all the elites, right, in whether it's military, private, or government, lifeguards, firemen, and into the use of the ski. And the 5 parts that we train is we train to have strength to hold back danger, speed to outrun danger, agility to outmaneuver danger, flexibility to bend and contort to danger so you can reduce injury, and last but not least, endurance to outlast danger.
Yeah.
So that's an acronym for SAFE, SSAFE. So that jet ski or that watercraft, you know, has all that abilities. Before, it took me like an hour to go out and perform a rescue, and I may lose someone. This one, it takes seconds.
Yeah.
You know, I
But
can
still,
go,
man, I watch you guys do that, and I'm like, holy smoke.
Yeah.
You know, you guys outrunning the wave basically and grabbing somebody in a spur of the moment quickly. But they're expecting you, right?
Well, they at one point, yes.
Okay.
And another thing I ought to, you know, remember and talk about, a lot of focus always comes on me, but it's on team, right, that we had. Because we had Dennis Govea, Melvin Poole, Terry Ahui, Mark Dombrowski, Mark Cunningham. So we had core, knowledgeable lifeguards that have years of ocean knowledge and experience, augmented with this jet ski, you know, that, you know, everybody drove. So through all of us, we all kind of like shared in the development of how to pick up, how to rescue, how to penetrate waves, you know, how to coexist, how to run, and color code zones in green being safe, yellow being cautious, red being dangerous, because we have moving zones and how to exist in that and stuff too. So everything that we've all learned, put it down into manuals and broke them down into a science and broke things down in a risk mitigation way, you know, so it's not done emotionally. Everything is done methodically.
Yeah, that's awesome because, man, you guys changed the way people get rescued. And is there stats on like prior, you know?
Yeah, probably. You know, if you look at the stats, you know, it's funny because I think about my dad. My dad was one where he did so much rescues.
Yeah.
He wouldn't write them down, you know, and that's stats, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
we
yeah.
tell all the lifeguards, you make a rescue, write it down, document them, document them, document them.
But when you approach your dad about this new way, he must have been like, wow.
Oh, so my dad,
Okay.
this is one funny one. So my dad, because my dad in the early 70s,
Yeah.
he had 25 horse Johnson with one Boston Whaler, and he was out at Waimea Sunset and taking a cameraman out, you know, and going out and doing the water patrols and actually doing some of the rescues, but with a 25 horse.
Yeah.
You know, and there's so much stories of my dad and stuff also too, because he was at Waimea, and Lord Tallyho Blair's at the time was telling me this story. He said there was a closeout set, and here comes your dad, and he's flying up, and he goes telling the crowd, move back, because I seen Buffalo do this in Mākaha. And so they clear the crowd, and dad comes sliding up, the camera guy with the boat, and slides up, and the camera guy steps off, you know, not knowing the danger he was in, you know. But yeah, my dad was one of the first that was pioneer, you know, rescuing with that kind, with just on craft. But you know, fast forward when I already was using the jet skis and making rescues and doing all this, and knowing my dad, he was already working with me, and I told my father, Dad, you jump on a jet ski, you know, and you go out and patrol and rescue big waves, big day. So we got the radios and we talking, and I go, oh, I got one guy in the rip, right, going out. So my dad goes out ready, and he go grab him. So he goes wham, goes up to the guy, and he goes like this to the guy, he grabs him by the hand, wham. So the guy's like this on the back of the sled, and my father's driving, wham, and dad comes right over to the falls, and he tosses the guy, and the guy goes over the falls, boom.
Oh, no.
So he was drowning. But seconds later, he's up on the beach, and he's all in awe and shock, and like, "Whoa, what just happened?" You know?
Yeah.
And I run up to him. I go, "Wow, you're so lucky you got rescued."
Oh my God.
So the guy goes, "Oh, they thank that guy."
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so great. And then how did that even end up going into Hollywood? Like you went from
I-
that to.
I was already working in the film industry. You know, I started in the industry when I was like 17, 18. You know, and we've done like modeling, acting, and then water safety. So, you know, both me and Terry Ahui and Dennis Govea and Mel Poo, we started up one, you know, company, you know, Hawaiian Water Patrol. So we were doing all these movies already, and just safeguarding them and educating them along the way. You know, if I had to document all the rescues we did while we were filming, it's amazing how much. In fact, when we did Rescue High Surf, just that alone in one season, because I had everybody document everything we did 52 real rescues.
Wow.
You know, in fact, I got
Wow.
videos of, you know, our drone, we have our drone guy flying above us and the actors and looking at the reef formation, calling out waves. But if you see something big and black swimming, he would give us some code name, and we would pull our people up, you know, just to maintain a level of safety. So they had this shark, and his shark wasn't swimming by us. He just patrolled around, and he saw these two tourists, and tiger shark circling them.
Oh man.
And they don't even know, and it's closing the circle.
Oh man.
So our drone operator is going, hey, hurry up, they can get hit. So my nephew Nolan and the boys came buzzing with the ski. So one went in front of the shark, and the other one went, you know,
Distraction,
distract them and try and grab the tourists out. And literally, it's like 2 feet off the shore.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nolan came to speak to my paddling team,
Oh, right on.
to the juniors,
Yeah.
about safety and all
Yeah.
the mental aspects of
Yeah.
ocean safety and everything. So
Yeah.
he's great.
Yeah.
Following in your footsteps.
All my nephews, they're all talented. You know, our whole family is like, they compete with one another.
That's
you know?
awesome.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know him from the city council. He got honored for the Hokulea.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. We all proud of my nephew. You know, Nolan, he's the polar bear in the family.
So was working on rescue, because like you said, you've done many films, but working on Rescue High Surf was especially meaningful since it highlights Hawaii's oceans, ocean culture, lifeguards, and rescue community.
You know, above all the things I've done, Rescue High Surf, I mean, John Wells, I love John Wells. He has his heart in Hawaii for the people, you know, and really is a respectful man. But Matt Kester was the showrunner, local boy from Kahuku, you know, and the main writer for the show. So he's writing from the inside out, rather from the outside in, you know, so just that perspective. And then they also had me producing and directing the water unit also too. So when you talk above the line professionals, as far as people that is holding key positions, that's a great advantage because already we're trying to hire as much locals as possible.
Right.
And for me, I'm proud about is 100% in the water unit, all locals.
Yeah.
You know, and you know we're doing things not locally but globally. You know, and we're showcasing who we are, what we do, what we're up against as lifesavers. And it's not just showcasing Hawaii, but showcasing our culture, right? Our ocean culture, our values, how we respond, those kind of things. What kind of dangers we up against and the degree of dangers we up against, So and
that's so sad that they ended the series.
Yeah, it was it was a hard thing for swallow, and rather than crying and tell you the problems of what led to that, I just gonna say I hope and wish either that get brought back or
But they're bringing back Baywatch.
yeah.
They're bringing back.
Weren't
a whole
you
new
on
cast.
Baywatch?
Both
Yeah,
of us.
yeah.
You were both on Baywatch? Okay,
fact-
that footage we
Okay,
need.
I'll-
We need that footage.
I just found my red shorts actually.
What?
Oh,
Yeah, I just
Did they
found my-
fit?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I'm just checking.
We got to get Lanai between us guys.
Yeah, I know, right? So yeah, so we'll give David the footage of the shark, and we would show David my little red. Baywatch shorts.
Yes. Well, what? So you were also working on other things that wasn't just like Chief of War. Were you working on that?
Chief of War, producing and directing also too.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how was that? That must have been really amazing.
Jason is my cousin, also too, right? And he came to me with that script like maybe 15 years ago.
Wow.
Before he was even Aquaman, So he knew that he had something that he didn't want to put forth until he was in a position. Because, and I love him for that. He fought, and not just him, but him and Pa and Brian Mendoza, they fought. They fought for our language. They fought, for as much as we can. Even the design of Cultureless, that was the most Cultureless you had on any show. We went into every single aspect and detail that we could. It's not totally about history, because there's some maneuvering, about as far as the drama and that storytelling and stuff like that, and that's within the creativeness of the writers, But and in even hiring as much of local people as we could have, in the manner of the time of their their skill sets and stuff too, And I think that's one of the things that made me, Angela Pratt, and Robert Suka to, after coming back from New Zealand and seeing how they operate culturally and what they do in their film industry, it was a frustrating time to, what are we doing here? Because we felt like the needle hasn't moved that much, and rather than blame anybody for it not moving, we just took it upon ourselves, like, let's be solutions rather than, problem people and point fingers. And elevate our people, elevate our actors, elevate our directors, elevate our writers. And so we had master classes in all this. And even in all that, like the give back, I tell you, one of the people I really appreciate is Alex Tarrant and Lucy, on NCIS Hawaii.
Yeah.
And, Alex played one local boy, but he really dove in and gave back to our community also too. But so did our other actors also, Alex O'Loughlin, Daniel Day Kim, Stephen, from Magnum PI, Mark DeCosta, Amy Hill. Everybody who loves Hawaii gave back.
Yeah, they had made their home because they fell in love with the culture and they understood that, this is a very special place.
Oh yeah, totally.
I gotta tell you, that fight scene at the end.
Oh, the Chief of War. Back to Chief of War.
There's fight scenes, that I like the Twilight fight scenes at the end. But man, I was like, oh,
yeah,
oh. I know, I was like this the whole time.
Amazing.
Jason directed that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
it was amazing. I was like, what? And the last time I saw Brian, he was a corpse.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He was a corpse.
Oh, you're a dead guy?
Yeah.
Meaning not, okay.
So
Wrecking
in my
crew.
new comedy act, I talk about being on the set that day when Brian was a corpse, but I haven't seen Jason since Baywatch.
Yeah.
And
You did. You have a joke about him.
you know, that was that time, Malia.
Oh.
I came to
Okay.
go talk to some people because we're invited, you know, to some lawmakers who came. You remember?
Yeah.
But I went there for talk, but then we went to see the scene where Jason's shot with, Dave Bautista and some other guys, and then I have the greatest bit, right, Malia?
Yes, he did a great joke in his last show at the Blaisdell
Oh, yeah,
about
yeah.
Jason.
about
Yeah.
falling in love.
Hey,
Yeah.
don't spill it. Don't spill it. You gotta watch it.
No,
yeah.
you could have been falling in love with anybody, right? Well, I guess our staff went
Yes.
to meet him, and I
Yeah.
wasn't there. I wasn't invited.
We got about a minute and a half left. Brian, and you like share anything? I know you're being awarded.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
being awarded.
honored
and
with some big award.
Yeah, the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Hey.
you know,
Hey, that's good.
it is, but I mean, God, I rather than give them to somebody else. But one of the things I do appreciate is having one platform to educate people about our film industry, about where we came from, where we at, and where we're going to.
Okay.
And then the people that we have here in Hawaii, like we have some of the greatest producers here. Brian Spicer, Daniel Lowe Hamilton, and I mean so much. Eric Hayes, and so all these guys they made their home here. And they brought shows here, but they also is trying to bring shows here.
Yeah.
Like we just had Jumanji, so Mel Maher brought in, Untamed, John Wells brought that in, and then Jason made it on point for Protecting Jared, that it was written for Hawaii. We could have filmed New Zealand and here,
Yeah.
but it's all here. But
Thank you, Jason.
He made it a point that we have to do it all here.
Yeah.
Good.
So and it's a struggle because it's hard.
Yeah.
We are an expensive state, but having this tax incentive really helps out.
Yeah. Again, thank you to the House and thank you to the Senate. All right, so if people want to know more about your academy,
Oh, I can. So we have two International Cultural Arts Network. You can look them up on the internet and stuff too. We really look for and target indigenous people. But if you have the knowledge and skills, we still grabbing you and stuff also too. So that, and then Hawaii Film Alliance, who is also putting this event on, and it's all the film industry. And what I love about Hawaii Film Alliance is it's the IATSE, Teamsters, Screen Actors Guilds, DGA, producers. So all the people in the unions all combine to put their knowledge all together as subject matter experts to educate everyone of what's needed for our economy.
there you go. Perfect way to end today's community connection. We probably could go for another 2 hours, Brian.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Easy. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Malia. Thank you, Brian.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
And we'll be back soon, you guys.